This talk is about assessing discussions of related work. Basically, any research builds on previous research, and in the publications, this is discussed in sections called related work or similar. When a publication is then submitted to peer review, the reviewers have to judge whether the discussion of related work is comprehensive and good. However, they have quite limited time for doing the review, and so can't afford a full-fledged literature search for every paper they review. Hence, the question arises, how can discussions of related work be reviewed more efficiently? And the idea here is to use citation information for that. With the availability of open citations, different tools have appeared that leverage this information for citation-based recommendations. The approach is simple. You just select a number of seed papers that define the scope of your search, and through that you can expand the citation network to get recommendations for related publications. In our use case here, we can use the list of references provided in the submission as selected seed papers and see what suggestions come up, and maybe they point towards missing references. Tools that use this approach are Citation Gecko and PureSuggest. Similarly, also ResearchRabbit and Insightful integrate such a citation-based approach with other recommendation methods. In this talk, I will focus on how to use PureSuggest in this scenario. It's the tool that we are currently developing, and I want to see how it can be used here. The interface of PureSuggest is quite simple. On the left, you have a section for the selected publications. On the right, there is one for the suggestions. Below, you can find then a section for the citation network visualization. Let's perform a small experiment. I'm taking here an old paper that I co-authored. It's a couple of years old, and I copy the reference into the system, while omitting few of them, so I can check if the system helps to retrieve those missing references, as well as newer ones that appeared after the publication date that would be relevant now. So loading the references here gives us 23 selected papers on the left, and then some suggestions on the right, as well as the citation network below. To focus the search a bit more, PureSuggest allows to specify keywords. These keywords should define somehow the important terms in the scope of the related work search. Giving these keywords boosts suggestions that match them and thereby exclude more remote publications. The suggested references we then get are the following. We can go through them one by one. So the first one is actually one of the missing ones that was deleted while copying. The second one is a close match. It could have been included in the original list of references, is very close to it, but wasn't. And the third one is not that relevant for the research. Going to the top 20 of suggestions, actually 90% were matches or close matches at least. In a similar style, we could focus on newer and yet rarely cited publications and see a couple of recent publications that would be really relevant for the paper at hand. Looking at the citation network gives further insights. We see clusters appear in the network, and these keywords really help to understand these clusters. What we note in this case is that those clusters of selected publications are only loosely connected. So this hints maybe at some missing references, or that the paper spreads a quite broad area of related research. Coming back to the original question, we can conclude that citation-based recommendations, they do not replace the expertise of the reviewers, but they help quickly check for missing references.